Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me on the Comic Game Movie Show. My name's Deshaun, and I am going to give you my top 5 Marvel heroes. Marvel heroes. Period. Like comics, movies, Marvel heroes. My top 5 Marvel heroes. I'm gonna do another video on DC just to prove that I am not biased and that I am not a full-blown Marvel guy. But that is coming second to Marvel. Not saying anything about that. But, alright, I'm going to get it started. My number 1 is Wolverine. I'm quoted on saying that Wolverine is my favorite hero of all time. So, you know he's going to be my number 1 on this. I love everything about Wolverine. Logan, the lone wolf, the badass. If you looked up badass in a dictionary, Wolverine's face wouldn't be it'd be right there, because everything about that man is hardcore. I mean, he's lived centuries, he's fought in every war pretty much, and both of the world wars and Vietnam and Tropic Thunder, he's fought everywhere. He's a samurai. He traveled to Tokyo and was a samurai, so I mean, he's done a lot of things. He survived nuclear warheads. He's been through a lot. But the thing about Wolverine that I've always loved is that he is so broken. He's a broken man. He's been through so much. He's watched so many of his lovers die. He's watched so many people he's cared about die. But he still stays a good man. He has every reason to be a bad person. He has every reason to be an animal, but he's not. And that's what I love about Wolverine. That and his adamantium claws and his attitude and just the way he carries himself. I love Wolverine. He's always been my favorite character. I mean, I can watch him do anything, and it doesn't hurt that he's been portrayed on screen by Hugh Jackman. So, and Hugh Jackman's awesome, so it doesn't hurt that he's been portrayed by one of the coolest actors I've seen on TV in a long time. And I love Hugh Jackman in anything he does. And he plays my favorite character. So I love Wolverine. My number 1. My number 2, Spider-Man. It's funny because most people have it flipped. But Spider-Man is always going to be in my tops of anything, because Spider-Man is so awesome. I love, that he was just... Because Spider-Man, a lot of people don't give Marvel credit for this. Or a lot of DC guys don't give Marvel credit for this. But Spider-Man is a hell of a lot more relatable than any mainstream DC character. He's more relatable than Batman. He's more relatable than Superman, because he was a nerd. He was bullied. He was shitted on. I mean, he really was. He was shitted on. I mean, he just had an awful child. I mean, not awful child. His parents were killed. He never even knew where his parents went. You know, he was raised by his uncle and aunt, but he kind of always, I mean, he loved them, but he kind of always had this little resentment towards them, because they didn't, no one knows what happened to his parents. And it was always kind of cool with Spider-Man, because he's been through so much, Sort of kind of like Wolverine, but not as intense. But, and he's a nerd, he's bullied, he's this kid, we all can relate to him. Plus, he's the first teenager to be a superhero on his own, not a sidekick, not something like that, like a superhero on his own. He was dealing with adult themes when he was freaking 15, he was saving the world when he was 15, and it's kind of cool, Spider-Man was always cool to me, because he was more relatable. Spider-Man to me is the most relatable superhero in both DC and Marvel. He's the most relatable superhero, because he's coming from this area. He is a humble guy. He's coming, but he's a genius at the same time. He's a really, really smart guy, which a lot of people keep forgetting a lot of times when they do battles with Spider-Man versus someone. A lot of people forget he's a genius. He's one of the top. I'd say he's in the top 10 smartest people out, smartest comic book characters. He's a genius. He's definitely one of the smartest guys in Marvel. I mean, and that's just him as a kid. So Spider-Man's always been awesome to me with the abilities. His spider sense is off the charts. He's got some of the best villains. He has the second best villain cast to Batman's. It's Spider-Man in Marvel and Batman in DC's as their villains. So Spider-Man has always been awesome to me. I've always liked his suit, and I've always liked how he talks, because he's always so witty and talkative, and just he's funny when he's doing. He might be kicking your butt, but he's making a joke about it all the time. I love that about Spider-Man. He's a joke dude, and I love. And if anyone knows me and ever had a conversation with me, they know I love me a hero who can make light of serious situations. Spider-Man does that shit all the time. So Spider-Man is my number 2. Number 2. Number 3, which it just came at me number 3 is Iron Man. Now, Iron Man was always in my top 10 Marvel characters. I always knew Iron Man was, because a lot of people are like, oh, you just saying that because of the movies, because you didn't even care about him at first. That's a lie. I knew who Iron Man was. I knew who Tony Stark was. But I just didn't. I wasn't always like super behind him because he wasn't really put out there. It ain't from lack of liking him. It was from lack of seeing him in enough things, seeing him portrayed anymore. And enough seeing him portrayed anymore. Enough. Then comes along the movie Iron Man. Then comes along Robert Downey Jr., who was my personal favorite character meets actor meets character moment in ever. I have never in my life seen such. It made so much sense. Like once I saw it, I was like, this makes so much sense. He is Iron Man. There is no difference between Robert Downey Jr. and Tony Stark other than the suits and his genius, and he doesn't live in the world. Like they're literally the same guy. The attitude is the same. I don't even think it's barely acting for him. Like it is awesome. But I love Iron Man. I love all his suits. I love his attitude. He's an awesome billionaire. I looked at a top 10 on Watch Mojo of like billionaires in comic books, and he was number 1 on that list. And it made sense to me for one reason. For one reason, because he's one of the only billionaires in comics who actually fucking has fun with being a billionaire. He's one of the only guys I've ever seen who literally came out in the first movie and was like, I'm Iron Man. What? Yep, I'm Iron Man. Like, there's something badass about that. This dude is so egotistical, so cocky, but he has a heart. But he's not all of that. It's really bravado, But it's awesome, this guy. And not to mention, I've enjoyed every movie I've seen Iron Man. I've enjoyed every Iron Man. Even Iron Man 2, I enjoyed Iron Man 2. Because a lot of people don't like Iron Man 2, but I really did. And I really like Iron Man. I love his butler. The one, his artificial intelligent butler. Who ends up being turned into Vision. But Jarvis is gone. I'm going to see how that works out now. But I love that. I love the many suits, the many different things he can do with the suits. I love his cast and Pepper and stuff. And he's important. He's important to the Avengers. It's kind of weird because him and Cap are sort of like Batman and Superman because they're so important to their team. Iron Man is always going to be my number 3. I love Iron Man. I love me some Iron Man. Number 4. Captain America. And Captain America literally hit me like a bag of shit. I did not care about Captain America until the movies. And then I started thinking about it, and I started rewatching like older cartoons, and I started thinking about it. I'm like, man, Captain America is actually pretty badass. I mean, that's not entirely true. I always thought he was kind of cool, but I didn't think he was like, I was just like, okay, Captain America, Boy Scout, whatever. But he's not that. And the movies kind of show that. And, it made me want to go back and look at some of the older comics, and I realized he's not really that bad of a Boy Scout. He is sort of a Boy Scout, but not really. He does what's right. Even if it means going against the President of the United States himself. Even if it means everyone's telling him, no, Cap, you're wrong. No, I'm right. And he's so honorable. He's so brave. He makes, like I've told Seth many times, he's such a great American, he makes me feel like a shitty American. Like, Captain America makes you feel like, what are you doing with your life? He's going out saving the world. Even when he was a tiny little twig of a man. That's why I love Captain America. Even when he was a twig of a man, he would not back down from anybody. He's the guy who's going to stand up for what he believes in. Even if he's going to get his butt whooped. He's going to keep getting back up, too. He's going to keep getting back up. And I love that about Captain America. He's so honorable and brave, and he is out there. I love this one scene in the first Captain America where Tommy Lee Jones' character is talking shit about him. He's like, skinny kid, you probably kill him. And he's like, it takes more than courage to make it an army. And he throws like a dummy grenade out, and they're like, stay alive. And he's like, stay alive. And Steve Rogers jumps on the grenade and says, get away. He was willing to sacrifice himself for all those people. He is so brave. Like, it is funny. And a lot of people don't know this about Captain America. He knows every known fighting style in the Marvel Universe. He even knows some of the shit Black Panther knows. Because Black Panther teaches him, because they're like butt buddies. In the comic books, Black Panther and him are like butt buddies. All they do is spar all the time. I can't wait to see that Civil War. Them just sparring and sparring and sparring. But yeah, in the comic books, him and Black Panther are sparring buddies. So he knows some of that. But he knows he is as good. Like, I still think to this day, if you take away Batman's gadgets, and you can take away Captain America's shield and gun, whatever. If you take away Batman's gadgets and all that other stuff, and they just fought one-on-one, I think Cap would win. Because they know, because Batman does know, like, pressure points, but Caps adapt in pressure points. Like, they made this point on screw attack when they did a Captain America versus Batman is that, that's the difference. But I don't think Cap would let him do that because Cap is adept in pressure points. He's adept enough to know that if this guy's going for my pressure points. And he knows every single martial art. He's a master of it too. So, they would just be fighting for a long time. And I saw this cool little clip of when DC crossed over with Marvel and they were going one-on-one, and they were just sitting here battling Batman. And I thought that was so awesome when Batman and Cap were just sitting here battling each other and just like, dude, we're gonna fight for days, man. And I love how Cap is just looking at Batman like, man, we're gonna be fighting for days. And Batman's looking at Cap like, yo, man, we're gonna be fighting for days. We're never gonna stop. And honestly, like I said, if you take away the gadgets and you take away that, they're pretty much evenly matched. But I don't think Cap would win because Cap's not a normal human being. Whatever Batman is in strength and speed, Cap is above that. Is above that because he's not normal. It's not just he didn't work out to get there. He's just there. He's at the peak. He's past the peak. So that's why I said if you took away that, then it'd be a drag out brawl. I guess Cap would just win by tiring him out. I guess, but yeah. My number 5 favorite superhero. Number 5, I would have to say. Well, not favorite superhero, my favorite Marvel superhero. I'd have to say. We'll go with. This is really a hard one. I knew the first 4, I was just flat out, but the 5th one, because there's so many Marvel heroes I enjoy. There's so many Marvel heroes I like. I'm gonna go with the Hulk. The Hulk is my 5th favorite Marvel superhero because he's so complex. He's such a tortured soul. He's a new Jekyll and Hyde for a new generation. The Hulk is probably one of the most interesting characters in not only comics but literature actually because of his tortured past. And Hulk sometimes can be an anti-hero because sometimes he can be the bad guy sometimes. I know a lot of times he's portrayed as a good guy, but the Hulk, there's a switch in that guy. He can easily become the bad guy. And Hulk is so interesting, and Bruce Banner himself, the story about, him saving a guy, but getting hit by the gamma ray, turning into that. But, something funny? That a lot of people think it's just the gamma ray that turned him. No, he had something inside of him that was placed into him by his father, by the way. He had something inside of him, but when the gamma rays hit him, it, sped up the time of what they was doing to him, and, the gamma ray did not mix with whatever was inside of him. It wasn't just the gamma ray. That it wasn't just he was hit by gamma ray and turned into that. Because a lot of people, a lot of people just oh, it's stupid. It's just gamma rays hit him. No, it was gamma rays plus whatever the hell was in him that turned him into the Hulk. We don't know what the hell was in him. Apparently, the government didn't like what the hell his dad was doing with it, and so whatever that was in him. That's what had something to do with the gamma ray. So don't know how that's gonna go. So that's that's how that ended up happening. But Dr. Banner is one of the smartest guys in the Marvel Universe. Another guy who people really don't like talking about how smart Banner is. He is one of the smartest guys in the universe. That's why when a lot of people do that little argument between what was it? Some guy was arguing with me on Instagram the other day about Batman could take down the entire Avengers. I was like, yeah, I guess he could if he had prep time. But if he's just walking in there, he's not going to. Or what was it? The X-Men could take down the Avengers. Which I was like, it would be a good battle, but you got to remember they got some of the smartest guys on their team. And I just named 2 of them, Iron Man and Tony Stark, and sometimes Spiderman. So he is up there, and the Hulk's strength has no limit. There is no limit to his strength. It said, and I quote, "It's angrier he gets, stronger he gets." At one point, I know that on World War Hulk, he gets so angry, is so strong that he could stomp the ground and shake a continent. That is strong. Okay, he is not normal. Okay, once he gets strong enough, he can lift anything. So the Hulk he's up there. I'm surprised they haven't done a battle with the Hulk on Screw Attack yet. I think that'd be cool. Who they have him fight though? But anyways, tell me your number 1 Marvel hero. Who is your number 1 Marvel hero? I'm actually want to see what people think. Come on, subscribers, comment. What is your number 1 Marvel hero? I'm gonna do one on DC. And thank you for watching.